G'day and welcome to ReDriven. Now, in my humble opinion, in the world of cars, there's not much cooler than a fast wagon. Like, I get supercars, but they're just a bit too shouty and look at me. And look, hot hatches are great, but some of them can be a bit too boy racer. Yes, Honda Civic Type R, we're looking at you. And look, a fast sedan is also really cool, but a wagon is just more practical. And now that performance SUVs feel like they're taking over the world, fast wagons are becoming more exclusive and therefore cooler. But what are the best fast wagons out there? Well, the thing is, there are loads of different ones available on the used market and they cover a wide range of different prices. Hence why this is part one, and we're going to be covering everything from 0 to 15,000 Australian dollars. In part 2, 3 and 4, we'll cover the higher price spectrums, but this is part one. Also, we will be working in Australian dollars, but we have tried to keep these picks as international as possible. And after the video, we want to know, what are your top 5? Anyway, here are our top 5 fast wagons, part one. Okay, kicking things off, and we're already kind of sort of breaking our own rules. It's the Nissan Stasia. Okay, look, yes, we know the Stasia is technically a Japanese-only model. However, loads of these are trickling into the global used car market as grey imports. So while you may have to go hunting to find one, they are out there. And trust us, they are worth hunting for. Hence why we just had to include them in this list. But it has been relegated to 5th because, well, yeah, it is sort of breaking our own rules. The Stasia we're talking about for this under $15,000 budget is any of the 2001 to 2004 M35 250T models, of which there are 4 sub-variants. Powered by a 2.5-litre turbocharged V6 pumping out 206 kilowatts and 400 newton meters of torque, that substantial thrust is sent to all 4 wheels, with even a couple of variants featuring Nissan's high-CAS 4-wheel steering system. Now, to put the Stasia's power into perspective, the Volkswagen Golf R wagon, which is, look, undoubtedly a superb and very rapid wagon, only puts out 7 kilowatts more, but 20 newton meters less than the Nissan. Plus, they both weigh around about the same, but the Stasia has more cargo space, and for what the Golf R wagons are asking for on the used market, you could have 2 M35 Stasias. Look, we love the Golf R wagon, but in terms of incredible bang for your buck, the Stasia, it destroys the Golf. Now, I think it might actually be illegal to create a fast wagons list and not include a Volvo. So for this budget, it is the 2008 to 2010 V70 T6. Like the Stasia, the stylish Swede is powered by a turbocharged 6-cylinder engine, but this time with the displacement increased to 3 litres. Although in terms of power, it only trumps the Nissan by 4 tiny little kilowatts, while torque is exactly the same at 400 newton meters. And again, like the Stasia, power is sent to all 4 wheels, and being a Volvo, the V70 is drenched in safety equipment and tech. Although that tech is from 10 years ago, but it's tech nonetheless. While the V70 delivers its performance in a more refined and mature way than many of the other cars on this list, and exudes that Scandinavian cool that Volvo are renowned for, it isn't perfect. Volvos of this generation don't appreciate missing a service interval, and finding one with a full and thorough maintenance history is absolutely critical. We found in our Volvo XC60 review, the link for which is just up there, the comments were pretty much split down the middle between people raving about their Volvos, claiming they've been perfectly reliable, versus other people stating that their Volvo was an absolute money pit. Either way, if you're in the market for a V70 T6, just make sure it has been cared for thoroughly. Okay, next up we have a Subaru, but it's not turbocharged. It's the Liberty, or Legacy, 3.0R Spec B. While those after potent performance from a Liberty/Legacy generally go for the 2.5-litre turbocharged variants, we'd recommend dropping the forced induction, adding a couple of cylinders and increasing the displacement. See, look, there's no denying that the 2.5-litre turbocharged engines pump out great power and with a few mods can be turned into fire-breathing performance car weapons. But the issue is, with age, mileage and modifications, the 2.5-litre flat 4 has developed quite the reputation for going bang. So instead of running that risk, we'd go with the more reliable 3-litre flat 6. In standard form, the power difference isn't all that different. The turbocharged 2.5 puts out only 4 kilowatts more, and while the 3-litre is lacking in torque by 42 newton meters, the smooth linear power delivery of that naturally aspirated 6 is so enjoyable to drive. These 3.0R Spec B Liberty and Legacy wagons are immensely underrated. They're loaded with equipment like a brilliant Macintosh sound system, a full leather interior, and Subaru's SI drive system. And look, even though they are getting on a little bit in age, they're proving to be wearing really well. Plus, with the right exhaust mods, it can sound very much like the flat 6 found in a Porsche 911. Now, as we mentioned before, we love the Golf R wagon. It is a hell of a car. But even the cheap and slightly dodgy ones are still asking around the mid $30,000 price range here in Australia. The thing is, there's another Volkswagen Group product that shares pretty much the same engine and driveline as the Golf R wagon, and you can get it for less than half the price. And it wears an Audi badge. It's the A4 2.0 TFSI Quattro. We feel like this is the fast wagon that everyone seems to forget about. Look, maybe it's because the S4 and RS4 Advance hog the Audi limelight, or maybe everyone assumes that if you want a powerful turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with all-wheel drive wrapped in a classy German suit, the Golf R wagon is the only affordable option. But the A4 TFSI Quattro is so closely matched to the fast Golf, it's a crime that it doesn't receive more attention. For this budget, you'll be looking at the earlier and less powerful 2008 to 2013 variants. But remember, the A4's power plant and drivetrain are nearly identical to the Golf R. The only major difference being that the A4 has a 7-speed transmission versus the Golf's 6. And this means that with even some mild tuning, the A4 theoretically should be able to match the Golf R's power outputs pretty easily, and for many thousands of dollars less. Okay, you might want to tune the suspension, upgrade the brakes, and fit some performance rubber while you're at it to make the most of that extra power. But even then, you're still going to be coming way under Golf R asking prices. Although you may want to keep some money aside for things like the water pump and the occasional electronic gremlins, and maybe sorting any oil leaks. Look, these are great, but yeah, they're not perfect. Now guys, before we get to first place, if you're enjoying this video, can you do us a favor and hit those like, subscribe, and bell icon buttons, and share this video as well. The more you share this and the more you hit those buttons, the more of these videos we can make. And after the video as well, go and check us out on the socials. Okay, finally, it is the most powerful wagon on this list, and it's equally the fastest from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, matching the Stasia's 5.6-second sprint time. It's the Volkswagen Passat R36. Encapsulating everything a fast wagon should be: punchy performance, genuine practicality, a touch of class, all wrapped in an understated body with just a slight visual hint of something special lurking beneath. The R36 is arguably the wagon that set the standard for all Volkswagen fast family haulers to come. Powered by a 251 kilowatt, 350 newton meter, 3.6 litre VR6 engine, the all-wheel drive Passat was brilliant when new, fitted with Recaro seats, upgraded brakes, sports-tuned suspension, and all the equipment Volkswagen could throw at it. And at under $70,000 here in Australia, the R36 represented something of a cut-price Audi RS4. These days, the seriously mint-conditioned R36s will be asking more than 15,000 Aussie dollars, but with some hunting and haggling, there are great examples out there for this budget. However, like any performance car of this age, especially European ones, if you are in the market, make sure it has a full and thorough service history, and maybe have some money set aside for any problems that may pop up. Because while the R36 is a great car, those problems, for many, they do occur. Now, there are a couple of other cars that we feel deserve a mention, but thanks to a certain market not importing them at all, they missed the cut. And yes, United States, we are looking at you. The 2004 to 2012 Skoda Octavia RS 147 TSI is totally worth a look, and with its 2-litre turbocharged engine and front-wheel drive platform, it makes for what is basically an even more practical Golf GTI. And then there's the car that surely has to be one of the most beautiful wagons ever made. That unfortunately also comes with a pretty horrible reputation for mechanical reliability. It is the 3.2-litre V6 Alfa Romeo 159 JTS TI. Not only does this thing look bloody gorgeous, it drives like an Italian sports car, and it sounds arguably better than it looks. However, it does have to be actually running to sound that good, and unfortunately, these things have a habit of not running now that they're getting on in age a little bit. Like not all of them, just a lot of them. Look, anyway, guys, what did you think of the video? Let us know in those comments. And if you liked the video, can you hit those like, subscribe, and bell icon buttons? And also go and share this video, because the more this gets shared, the more of these videos we can make. And also go and check us out on the socials. See you next time. Come on, Morris. Here we go. It's going to be one of those nights, mate. We're going to be fine. It's going to be okay. Very wapid. It's wabbit season. Here we go. Involve, and not involve. Include, dickhead. Come on. Door goes beep, door goes beep. 3.2-litre V6 Alfa Romeo, oh my god. What's with these? I love Italian cars, but why do they have to have such long names? 3.2-litre V6 Alfa Romeo 159 JTS TI. Just call it Mario. It's the 3.2 litre V6 Alfa Romeo 159 JTS TI, yeah. It's the Alfa Romeo what is it? Pretty horrible reputation for reliability. It's the fucking, what is it? It's the, okay, here we go. It is the 3.2 litre V6 Alfa Romeo 159 JTS TI.